The people of Wyoming are super receptive to missionaries. There's a lot of work going on in Wyoming, especially in the town I was in. It's filled with young people who are just on their own all of a sudden because they're in college and they just want to know more about the world. And it was so cool to see how much work went on, because at first you're like, really? Is there a lot? But there really was. And even if people didn't accept it, they were still nice. They wouldn't slam the door in your face. They would at least shut it nicely. I'm pretty sure I only had one door slam out of the entire 7 months I was in Wyoming. And the rest, there's no thank you. We already have our religion, but thank you so much for what you're doing. Laramie, Wyoming is the best. No, really. But Laramie is this small town in the middle of nowhere. Okay, there's nothing around for about 45 minutes away in either direction. And most of them are Christian. Just the entire town, I would say, is mostly Christian because it's like an Old West town. Not like Old West, but definitely cowboy country. And they hold their, I don't know what to say about it, but it's very Christian. There's these small, typical Catholic churches. Not Catholic, but Christian. Spires and bells, just small on each curb that people would go to. They would just choose their favorite one. Whichever pastor they liked, they would go to that one. But for the most part, all of them were Christian. And it was fun to talk to people, and when we mentioned we were LDS, they'd be like, oh, which one do you go to? Because there's 3 different church buildings in Laramie, Wyoming, which is very unique for a small town to have 3 LDS church buildings that each have 2 or 3 wards in them each Sunday. College towns are awesome. You get to interact with students all the time. I personally was in a family ward, but we would see the college students all the time, and we'd pass by the Institute building and they would be there, and they love missionary work. The students just thrived. They would tell their friends, they would have roommates that weren't members that would come to Institute activities, and then eventually join the church. There have been, I want to say, 4 baptisms just in this past, from January to now, to March of 2015. In one ward. For a YSA ward, that's pretty good.